Das klappt jetzt alles. So. Und jetzt gucken. Ihr habt ein Bild, das ist schön. Ich hoffe, der Ton geht so, ansonsten so ungewohnt, dass ich mit B bestätigen muss statt A. So, okay. Dann fangen wir mal an mit Premonition 2. Ich habe mal den ersten Teil als Let's Play gesehen, habe dann gesehen, oh, der zweite ist im Angebot. Holen wir uns mal. Und dann gucken wir mal, was jetzt diesmal auf uns wartet. So, der Humor des Spiels ist ziemlich, ja, gewöhnungsbedürftig. Ich glaube, das fängt schon mal nicht gut. Doch, geht weiter.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The regional bureau chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
Wieso denn kein Rot?
It's open. Come on in.
Ich habe ihn jetzt natürlich nicht belesen. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir den Protagonisten wechseln haben oder ob wir den jetzt noch spielen vom ersten. Das sehen wir dann gleich. Ach, natürlich habe ich jetzt vergessen, auf Aufnahme zu drücken. Ich wollte es auch für YouTube aufnehmen, aber egal.
You have questions for us. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Oh, verdammt, ist der alt geworden. That is deadly. Deadly Premonition. So. Da sind wir ersten Teil der alte Herr gewesen, der jetzt gerade ist, und haben mysteriöse Mordfälle aufgeklärt. So mysteriös wie jetzt das, was wir am Anfang gesehen haben, mit verstückelten Leichen in einem Eisblock. Er scheint nach den Akten her zu sein, nicht der Erste zu sein.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Claire Davis.
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is
Simon Jones, an analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Seriously.
Nach der Cutscene erzähle ich nochmal, was das ist.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game.
Diese Anspielung.
Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
Also, das ist Deadly Premonition. Wir sind jetzt anscheinend nicht der Protagonist aus dem ersten Teil, sondern jetzt die Dame hier. Also die linke Dame. Und ja, anscheinend gibt es wieder ungeklärte, mysteriöse Mordfälle. Immer die eingefrorene Leiche am Anfang. Und der Humor, ja, ist sehr gewöhnungsbedürftig. Zumindest war das im ersten Teil so, dass ich das... Die gab es dann auch wirklich... Also der erste Teil, ich weiß gar nicht, wann der rauskam. Da gab es dann halt echt so Anspielungen auf ganz alte Klassikerfilme. Da habe ich schon ein Let's Play von gesehen gehabt.
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face. You solved many difficult cases across your career. Utilizing your own unique MO. You've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases.
Ja.
In 2003, you solved the inside-out flesh skinner case in the suburbs of Pittsburgh.
Hautumstülpass.
In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then,
Schließlich.
in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable.
Ja.
Did you really solve these cases all on your own?
Ja.
There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, 2 highly sought-after fugitives.
Spürsinn. Mithilfe des Spürsinns sind sie in der Lage, alle möglichen Hinweise im Spiel zu finden und den Spürsinn zu benutzen. Okay.
This smell.
Diese.
It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable. I won't get another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit. Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me.
Jo.
Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
Wird ja sehr direkt.
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Haben Sie das Profil?
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Und das tut er doch gar nicht.
For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Oh, jetzt fängt er an zu quatschen. Okay.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up. An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him? A stage 4 progressive malignant tumor. How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath?
So.
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005. The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan. And now he's sitting right in front of me.
Warte mal.
Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know. And I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
Das stimmt.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid.
Oh ja.
Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Okay, faszinierend. Er findet den Tod faszinierend. Okay.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below zero.
Nicht gut. Ist wenn
Right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience.
Ja.
Belle.
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Ja, das ist ein sehr altes Brettspiel.
Right,
Schachspiel.
they were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste. But the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Liegen auch Infusionsbeutel.
Is that a crime?
Nein.
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games.
Warum zum Teufel haben wir denn da hinten Milchkartons aneinander geklebt?
Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
Wie kannst du denn den Internetverlauf sehen, wenn...
He was simply playing chess. All alone.
Ja, sie ist ja das vom FBI.
So,
Die haben sich sicherlich da irgendwo was wie organisieren können.
what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it.
Ich frage mich die ganze Zeit eigentlich, wieso, weshalb, warum ist da ein Dreieck auf dem...
How could a single human being
Der ganze
seriously
Tisch
play as
ist mit
both
Staub
sides?
bedeckt. Bis auf wirklich dieses Dreieck in der Mitte.
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Oh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Ja,
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a
Vielleicht.
serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation.
ja, es ist, glaube ich weiß nicht, ob die Entwickler da ihre Hände mit dem Spiel hatten, aber ja, es geht auch so zum Teil so in diese Richtung, zumindest war es im ersten Teil so, dass es da so in diesen in die mystische Richtung ging, dass du dann da auch irgendwie ein komplett verrücktes Setting hattest mit einem crazy Endboss.
You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered.
Und dann...
You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob wieder Wort im ersten Teil hieß, aber es hört sich fast nach dem Teil an.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Das stimmt.
Closed. You sure about that?
Was will die damit sagen?
Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
Ja, Fahrenheit ist auch ein gutes Spiel. Was wühlst du denn da jetzt schon wieder
They
rum?
found Lise Clarkson's body.
What?
It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
Wegen der Sexszene in der U-Bahn-Station darfst du Fahrenheit nicht streamen.
After 14 years, we finally
Was ich dann
discovered the
wiederum
body of the
weiß
very
mit The
first
Witcher 3 zum Beispiel. Genau, nur wegen der. Weil die andere, die kannst du ja umgehen, wo du ja aktiv mitwirkst. Die kannst du ja umgehen. Also wie ich dann mitbekommen habe, darfst du Fahrenheit nicht streamen aufgrund dieser eine Szene im U-Bahn, die du nicht umgehen kannst.
Do you know what this means? That's why we're here.
Wenn die Leiche von 2005 aufgetaucht ist.
The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson.
Ja, aber ich meine, man muss sich mal so angucken. Kann man ja immer wieder drum schreien. Gut, ich meine, Twitch ist international überall vertreten, aber jetzt mal wirklich aktuellstes Beispiel. Dead Island und Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat kommt uncut hier raus. Dead Island muss gecuttet werden, um in Deutschland zu erscheinen, ohne dass du es in Österreich kaufen musst. Finde den Fehler.
This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it? A body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse.
Warte, der Fall war 2005. Vielleicht wird erst 14 Jahre später in einem Kühlhaus gefunden, das den gleichen Nachnamen trägt wie die Leiche? Okay.
This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
Ich habe Fragen. Oh, ja. Die Dings lädt sich wieder auf. Okay.
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Die Frage ist, wieso die Leiche aufgetaucht ist und warum die Leiche aufgetaucht ist und warum die Leiche nicht gefunden wurde. Das ist ja die größere Frage, beziehungsweise warum die Leiche jetzt, 14 Jahre später, auftaucht.
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit.
Ja.
Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie weit die wirklich jetzt zusammenhängen, weil, das ist halt bei mir also ich habe den ersten selber nicht gespielt, ich habe nur ein Let's Play zugesehen. Bei den ersten gibt's, glaube ich, gab's nur auf der PS3. Müsste ich mich nochmal schlau machen, aber ich glaube, den gab's nur auf der Konsole.
In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
What the fuck? Wie gut wurde die denn? Und wie lang und wie hart wurde die denn eingefroren, wenn man das noch erkennen konnte?
Well. Good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
Ja. Ich meine, so wie die da verstückelt in einem Bild drin liegt.
Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents. The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch.
Ja gut,
According
klar.
to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now. He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think. Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to.
You can't see her?
Nein, Morgan. Die kann keiner sehen.
Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it. And no problems arose during your test.
Yeah.
Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
Er hat sich nicht so...
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle.
Ja.
But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
Wir nehmen mal die Ermittlungsakte.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to? Before coming to us. Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson.
Ja, war klar, dass die Frau Clarks nicht antreffbar ist.
You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week.
Warte mal, wir haben einen Tumor in einem 4. Stadium und gehen nach Louisiana?
We assumed you met with her during your time there.
Mal so wie wir
We haven't been to Louisiana.
So wie er aussieht, kann der noch nie im Leben überhaupt irgendwo hin.
Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time.
Also wie die Wohnung aussieht, glaube ich ihm das sogar.
That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré.
89er Cadillac.
He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries.
Aber Simon überwacht ihn doch die ganze Zeit. Wenn Simon sagt, er war die ganze Zeit in der Bude, wie soll das denn da funktioniert haben?
And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton. Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Gut, da hast du natürlich recht, ne? So, mal gucken, was er zum Bild sagt.
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Ja, das wäre ja eigentlich schon gut zu wissen, ne?
Everything happens for a reason.
Aber ich meine, wir haben wirklich einen Tumor des 4. Stadions. Ich glaube nicht, dass der wirklich in der Lage, dass er in der Lage wäre, das alles so ohne Probleme durchzuziehen. Auch wenn er ein Agent war, aber
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation.
ja, dann mach du dich auf den Weg zum Arzt. Ich werde noch sicherlich eine Weile da sein. Ja, das fesselt gerade extrem. Das Problem ist, ich wollte halt eigentlich auch noch Weine dazwischen schieben, aber ich denke mal, es wird ein Abendstream mit Final werden. Deswegen, jo, ich werde auf jeden Fall noch eine Weile da sein.
But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Katharina. Oh, ja.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner.
Jo, danke schön. Und dir gute Besserung und dass es nichts Schlimmes ist, was auch immer dich da gebissen hat.
But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
Ich möchte aber eigentlich mal wissen, wieso, weshalb, warum. Wie überhaupt jetzt die Leiche aufgetaucht ist. Weil kann mir jetzt keiner erzählen, dass die in einem schwer zugänglichen Bereich war und dass da 14 Jahre lang keiner reingeschaut hat.
Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
Ja. Komischer Zusammenhang.
The large man, yes? No need to answer. If you don't want to.
Das spielt er mit ihren Waffen.
I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them. DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person. And I've never heard of any of these titles before. This room's a total mess, but certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man. Poly-MVA supplements. And a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup? How does he truly feel?
Gut, fangen wir erstmal mit den DVDs an.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s.
Mit 40 in den Ruhestand.
I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do.
Holy moly, kam mir gerade eine Wespe durchs Fenster geflogen.
You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live. 1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Schauen wir uns mal den Fusionsbeutel an.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
Oh, da wurde das Phänomen gelöst.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing.
Da fällt was auf den Tisch und hat nichts angerührt.
But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
Warte mal, 4,5 Jahre lang wird er schon beobachtet. Okay, er ist beobachtet.
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something?
Okay.
Agent Jones? Did you find the files?
Greenrail, das ist die Akte.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice!
We told you. Go. Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded. Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
Ja.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again.
Hast du davor auch schon gesagt.
And no more red either.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch. Stay away.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case. Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash. But he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts. Here's another empty space.
Auch wieder ein leeres
What does the
Dreieck.
word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls?
Schau mal von der Seite aus an.
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
Das ist eine sehr gute Frage. Warum ist er so
It's
besorgt?
just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break. No matter how hard you try.
Das stimmt.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
Ja, da hat er auf jeden Fall recht.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Ich hätte gedacht, um ihn zu verstehen.
You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon?
Ja.
We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
The files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the Greenville case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news.
Ja.
Mr. Morgan?
Das ist jetzt der Greenville-Fall. Ich glaube, das müsste der Fall sein aus dem ersten Teil.
I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't. want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Eine was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
Oh.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
Worauf will die hinaus? Ja.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past. A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside?
Ja.
We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power.
Was zum Fick?
Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate. And they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head?
Gut. Ja, ich werde
The
echt
silver
alles
clock in
mitnehmen.
that
Das
trash
kann
pile.
sich jetzt alles ziehen. Wir sind noch echt am
Is that
Anfang
an
des...
H5?
Hart am Anfang des
That's
Games.
John Harrison's fifth chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. We have our eyes
Shit,
to
da war
read
ich einmal
moon
zu
charts
schnell.
and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or stormy?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
A picture of a leaf.
Ja, gut. Greenville ist der Fall aus dem ersten Teil. Jetzt weiß ich es 100%, weiß ich es ganz sicher wegen dem Laubbaum.
This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business. A picture of a leaf. This isn't the belief. Begin. It's time.
Taste gedrückt.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Le Carré case you worked on in 2005.
Red. Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case, they're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes, smarter than we thought.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
Was soll ich denn erzählen?
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to talk now?
Was?
I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Also machen wir jetzt einfach nur eine Zeitreise.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be. You should know they'll destroy you. A call to make, to keep searching, walk alone.
Ich hoffe, es hat euch jetzt nicht ganz so hart Ohren weggefleckt, wie es gerade bei mir war, obwohl mein Netz schon recht leise ist. Das war gerade, das Ende war gerade ein bisschen arg laut. Das ist wieder so eine Reihe, wo du erst im zweiten Teil erfährst, wie wo was zustande kommt. Ach, ist das schön, ist das schön. Ladezeit hat in sich.
Zach. Zach. Can you hear me, Zach? There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos. Isn't that right, Zach?
Ja, wird schon so sein, wenn du das sagst. Oder wenn wir das sagen, wenn ich das... Deadly Premonition 2. Sommer 2005. Bist doch kein...
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Francis York Morgan.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
The ananas.
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
David Scherer, der Koch.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it. You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right.
Okay.
You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal. They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant.
Ja.
Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Mal gespannt, wo das hinführt.
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all. So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
Ja.
I see. I'll keep that in mind. Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's the Deep South for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way, like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
Live and Let Die, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief. Right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat people. That's my point. Cat People. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s.
Da werden doch einige solche Sachen fallen.
Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards. Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyperrealism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself. That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
Another vital element of cat people is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece. Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder. Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Gott.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Ja, das würde ich auch
Never
gerne
mind, don't
wissen.
worry about it. I already covered all the important parts. When you say it was like something from a TV show, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
Ja, das wollen
I
wir doch
just
auch.
can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah. Wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
Ein
That's
seltsamer
all?
Alter.
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces. Scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent. In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really.
Ich möchte die
I'll
Story
listen
auch.
if you want me to.
Nein, musste er das jetzt sagen?
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible. Especially in California.
Okay.
Now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana. So, I decided on a brand new hybrid car with
A hybrid car?
Ein Hybriden, okay.
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century.
Okay.
Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter.
1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs. It even made me wish that I could be one of them myself.
Ach du Scheiße.
Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had.
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it. And in its place, they left me this.
What?
A skateboard.
What the?
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look so surprised? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it.
5 Kilometer mit einem Skateboard.
By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks.
15 Kilometer.
It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach. The searing light. These scents. It's the deep south.
Ja, anscheinend ist es auch.
That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Was ist denn das für?
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
What the What the hell is going on with him? Dieser Kerl, ne? Ermittlungsvorbereiten. Bringen Sie ihn. Okay, eine neue Mission wurde gestartet. Kann ich die? Ja. Bringen Sie in New York Zimmer die Informationen über den Fall auf den neuesten Stand. Ermittlungsvorbereitung. Okay. Und uns frei bewegen. Wir haben Zimmer 203. Genau, wir dürfen nicht runter, weil es gereinigt wird, ne? Und da sitzen zwei die und in einem gereinigten Bereich. Ach ja. Immer diese Rowdies.
Son Rouge. We've been chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. Don't you, Zach? I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson, and this stain's from Miami. Ah, Miami. Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two. Even with the help of the drugs, a feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude. I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto. I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
Ja. Aktualisieren Sie das Ermittlungsdiagramm. Rouge.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath the bridge over the bayou.
Gut, die ist bekannt, aber ist klar, dass man da
along with a strange altar. The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare. And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Okay.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach. The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay. For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films. Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line. A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
Sehen Sie nach, wer an der Tür ist. Ja. Ah ja, warte mal. Das haben wir jetzt. Das Gummischrot. Kleiderschrank. Ah ja, genau. Das sind auch so Sachen, auf die wir hier achten müssen. Ich glaube, es wird uns dann sicherlich alles noch gesagt. Das war sicher schon, dass wir auch sowas wie Rasieren und Waschen achten müssen.
Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David. I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand once you see it. Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality. Just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
Okay.
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Do you comprehend the Oracle?
The Oracle? Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Felton maidens, in the shrine of hunger, find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the Oracle.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Ihr Fortschritt in der Stadt und Gebäuden speichern. Ja. Wir machen mal einen Sicherheitsspeicher. Mach mal einen Speicherslot. Wir sollen uns das Bild hier anschauen. Wir gucken uns vorher noch ein bisschen um.
Whether it's a restaurant or a hotel, the key to charming your customers is how you present your bathroom. I'm sure you feel the same way, don't you, Zach? Now this is the kind of bathroom a person can really get excited about. It might even trump the one we saw in that drug dealer's house in Austin. Remember? The art piece on display in there utilized the natural curves of human ribs in such a novel way. It was truly brilliant.
Okay, das sind Snackautomaten. Mir den Bild anschauen.
Zach, here's another perfect symbol of the human condition. Hunting trophies. And it's a buffalo hunting trophy. Now that's a surprise. I've seen several trophies made out of human skin, but never a buffalo's. Looking at him brings out this strange feeling from within me. Yes, the very same feeling I got when watching a certain film from 1984, directed by Peter Hyams. 2010. The last scene in that film filled me with such a sublime, majestic feeling. It was filled with everything that was missing from the finale of 2001, A Space Odyssey. Just talking about it makes me want to watch it again. Let's watch it once we get home. Promise, Zach. Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
So, okay, wir haben uns jetzt die Karte angeschaut. Und die Karte auch freigeschaltet, das ist schön.
Zach, what did you think of Hungan's oracle? Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
Schlüsseln Sie das Orakel.
Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
Im Schrein des Hungerns bringt
The
er
answer is
10
bowling.
Jungfrauen
The
zum
shape of the
Fall.
bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins. Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it.
Ja, wenn's um Hungern geht, dann kann es ja nur ein Restaurant
Now for
sein.
the other oracle.
Okay.
There's no flying
Ich
serpent
sehe
on
auf
this
dem
map.
Plan keine fliegende Schlange.
Could it be a
Das ist aber die
contrail or perhaps a dragon?
Kondensstreifen.
I'm sure we'll find out later. First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number, but under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than the Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing.
Ja.
Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
Ja, wir haben das Orakel entschlüsselt.
And how about that Hungan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
Der Hotelboy.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams Deep South. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
Ja. Gucken wir mal ganz kurz. Minusgrade. Suchen Sie im Kühlhaus von Clarks Food Delivery Service nach einem Ort, an dem Minusgrade herrschen. Ruhige Kugel, gutes Essen. Werfen Sie Alexis einen Strike. Gut. haben wir denn hier?
We always strive to provide our guest with the finest of service, sir. Our humble, bucolic town does have its inconveniences. Shopping, in particular, can be a bit of a slog. Therefore, we decided to provide a modest selection of daily necessities right here at our very own front desk.
Great. Sounds convenient.
Exactly.
Okay, wir können hier schon mal Munition kaufen.
Serving you is my greatest pleasure, sir. Please do let me know if there is any other way for me to assist you.
Also können wir ihm noch Fragen stellen.
Hey, boss. How can I be of service?
Okay. Dann gehen wir mal kurz raus. Dann mache ich bei der nächsten Gelegenheit eine kurze Pause. So 15 Minuten. Ja, eher, wahrscheinlich ja 15 Minuten. Ich muss noch gleich mal gucken.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease. You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right? I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff, or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
Grundlagen, bevor wir beginnen, gibt mal 7 Euro trotzdem haben. Ja. Okay. Ganz kurz in die Pause springen und dann geht's dann noch 15 So, wir machen immer weiter. Ja, VB. So. Ja, holen wir uns erstmal jetzt den Fall.
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town. Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? D.C., L.A., or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all.
Ich mag die Kleine.
Round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much, you know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way. Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
Und was für einen Ort sind wir gelandet? Skateboard. Yay.
Hey, you. You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you?
What the
Or using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine. Or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
Die Orientierungshilfe, ja.
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that since we're working together now, it'd be a good idea to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? Feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am. And I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but it sounds kind of weird. I wish he'd call me something normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weirdo. You're heading to the warehouse, right? You gonna go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach. We're also on a mission to fell 10 maidens, you see. I'm eager to visit Alexis's diner and lane, but we've only just arrived in this town, so it might be nice to stroll around a bit.
What? I thought you came here to investigate.
Patty, you're still just a child. Why do you worry so much? We're born to be free. And this is America, land of the free. You should always feel free to do whatever you want. Isn't that right, Zach?
Maybe I shouldn't have come with you. I'm getting kind of nervous now.
Ja, wir ermitteln erstmal ein bisschen, bevor wir uns an dem Strike versuchen.
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand. And Lady Luck's given us far more
Chat. Okay, wir dürfen nicht absteigen, sonst unterbrechen wir die Gespräche mit Zack. Wieder so ein... Okay. Wieder ein übersprungener Part.
Mr. York, that was mighty quick. The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time. I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you. By the way, Mr. York, looks to me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like. I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't he? It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators. And here's a radio. With this, you won't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
Ach, der Scheiße.
Might take you a while to get used to him, but you'll get it. Try letting him rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
Ja. Okay. Gut.
Now this is an intriguing weapon. For a tranquilizer gun, it really packs a punch. But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful, isn't it?
Well, sure it's peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals are a different story. Remember what I named it? There are some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps, and every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still. One chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now, those suckers just attack on sight. Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In Blood Swamp!
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis Teague. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula. After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. It's an extremely edifying movie. Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
Diese Filmvergleiche. Das hört sich immer so schrecklich an.
I nearly lost sight of my true goal.
Nur beinahe.
Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's because there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no morgue. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
What?
Missing?
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not. I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
The body of a beautiful young girl walks that Hey! All right, CLG. Reckon I should have told you about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here. It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head back to my office? You can go through all the files there.
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind enough to give me an oracle. Okay, Patty. I'm going to try asking you that question again. What do you do when you're at home?
I watch TV and look up stuff on the internet, I guess. Ain't much else to do when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Really? For some reason, I envisioned you working hard to take care of all the chores around the house.
Well, of course I do stuff like that too. But doesn't everyone? Why bother talking about it?
Other kids your age don't help out their parents. They're too busy talking with their friends on the phone or through emails.
That's stupid. I don't get why everyone's so obsessed with taking pictures of themselves. Then they send them to their friends just to get approval. Talk about cringeworthy.
How do you prefer to boost your self-esteem then?
I don't need to. I have my family. And besides, my daddy's the town sheriff. All I need to be happy is a normal life.
That's awfully mature of you.
Everyone else is just childish. I'm totally normal.
Okay then. So what do you do after you finish all your chores? You don't turn on CNN and pour yourself some bourbon, do you?
CNN? That's kid stuff. What I watch is way more adult than that.
Like what? Live sports?
You just don't get it, Agent York. Full House, Friends, Beverly Hills 90210, sitcoms. Sitcoms are an all-in-one package. Dreams, love, life lessons, science fiction. They've got everything you'd ever want. And some cable channels just show reruns all day long. It's the best. Oh, but my favorite TV show is this old one called MacGyver. The main character is cute and smart. I don't know his real name, but I like him. Oh, and I also like Gil Grissom from CSI. I just think it's adorable how he keeps maggots inside his fridge.
Thank you, Patty. That was very informative. Well, what do you think, Zach? Her tastes are... they're a bit hard to describe. Wait, don't even say it. I know exactly what you're thinking, and I'm in full agreement.
Warte, jetzt kommt die Löwe. BB Kati. Hast bis jetzt noch nicht viel verpasst. Wir waren im Urlaub, eigentlich im Urlaub, haben dann von der zerstückelten Leiche gehört. Also wir sind in die Vergangenheit gereist. 2005.
You holding up okay, CLG? You sure you don't want to wait outside?
Gute Besserung auf jeden Fall.
I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him.
Hoffen, dass da nix kommt.
He's so selfish and inconsiderate.
Tja, du hängst da, wo du hängen sollst.
Real FBI agent.
Du hast es dir ausgesucht.
Look, he's talking to himself again.
Ich spreche mit Zack, nicht mit mir selber.
This is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent, shall we?
So, was haben wir denn hier? Ah, unseren Koffer. Okay. Speichern können wir auch. Labern können wir nicht. Ich kann aber mit Melvin reden.
Hey, Mr. York. You sure you want to keep investigating this place even though we know the body ain't here?
Of course, Melvin. The skeletal gentleman gave me an oracle, remember?
It's Skella what?
Ooh, he's just joking, Daddy. You can't take him seriously.
Huh? Well, was that really a joke, Mr. York? Well, I'll be. I see you've been hiding some real charm into that whole FBI routine.
Sorry, Melvin, but I'm dead serious.
Oh, good God Almighty.
Fisch und Fleisch in einem Raum.
This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Yes, it's quite the fun house. Truly a dazzling place. Meat entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool? Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes, all we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
Quatschen direkt nochmal.
Hey, Mr. York, this is kinda, yeah.
Melvin, if you have something to say, then just go on and say it. Otherwise, you'll simply be insulting this beautiful landscape.
You think this is beautiful?
Oh, yes. It's the abnormal world that supports our normal lives. I think that's wonderful, don't you? Besides, look. Patricia seems to be handling this a lot better than you are.
Well, you see, I ain't too good with this grotesque stuff.
Don't let it get to you, Daddy. Whew. Everyone has at least one thing they're afraid of.
Yep, richtig geroastet.
Even you, right, Agent York?
Something I'm afraid of?
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have at least one thing. Like clowns.
Clowns are so funny. How could anyone be scared of them?
Zombies.
Love them.
A bucket full of worms.
I could squeeze them with my bare hands.
Sound of screeching glass.
Das ist ekelhaft.
Doesn't bother me.
Oh. Gut. Ja, allein nur bei dem Gedanken Fingernägel an der Tafel, da schauert's mich schon vor.
Then...
They cling to your skin like putrid leeches, robbing you of much more than your vitality. The wet socks.
Das wird ja immer schlimmer.
Melvin, you're a genius.
Hier ist was. Brustkrebsschwanz. Brustkrebspanzer. Melvin. Nein. Da hängen ja Frösche. Ja.
Melvin, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye. Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor-struck heart.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more.
Okay.
So I always keep her photograph with me. Kind of feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal.
Wow.
But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is
Das
already...
Diabetes müssen ein neuer Typ gefunden werden dann.
It might be a private matter, just like you, Zach.
Warte. Bequatschen.
We're almost to the morgue. The temporary one, at least.
You don't need to keep correcting yourself, Melvin.
I know, but I'm starting to feel guilty all of a sudden. You know, from an ethical perspective. It just ain't right to store a teenage girl's body in a place like this.
Still, rephrasing your sentences won't fix anything at this point.
Das stimmt.
It's a shallow concern, really.
Yeah, I know. But shoot, I just felt like the least I could do is try to phrase it better.
Don't bother trying to convince him, Daddy. I've only been working with him for a little while, but I already figured out what his deal is. He ain't right in the head. Whew. The FBI should add a new requirement to their hiring process. Must possess humanity.
Okay. Gucken wir uns erstmal die linke Seite an. Ein Fahrstuhl. Okay, hier kann man aber nichts verwenden. Produkte von... Okay. Uns die Seite an. Wieder ein Flusskrebspanzer. Gut.
Here we are, Zach. The morgue.
Ja.
They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Das ist aber so, das was ich nicht verstehe. Also der hat die dickste Jacke an, hat aber eine kurze Hose. In einem Kühlhaus. Okay, wir müssen wohl erstmal da untersuchen. Ne? Ah! Okay, das ist wieder...
Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this. It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall. An icicle. Never thought I'd see one of these down in the south. Boxes that got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach? I'm gonna go with okra. Yeah, okra. I'm sure it must be okra. That's a staple of the South. Boxes of the past or presents of the future. Either way, this is a curious time capsule. Forgotten boxes. Looks like shelled headless shrimp. When were these boxes brought here? And when will they be taken away? Zach, can you feel it? The perpetual, unstoppable flow of time.
Hey, wir gucken uns erstmal das Thermometer an.
Thermometer, Zach.
Minus 11 Grad.
It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
This must not be the ambiguous 0. These pallets are a mess.
Ja.
Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here. It's a novel, sophisticated idea, unlike anything I'd ever come up with.
So,
This frost is
Aufbewahrungsort.
shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess monstrous strength. Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures. Seems like our flying serpent isn't here. Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special rooms?
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Weil die Frau war ja auch gestückelt, ne?
I mean, I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death. All life will come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
Ich hoffe, dass wir nicht so viel mit dem zu tun haben.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength. That giant knows where she is.
Melvin ist echt
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
A 10-foot-tall giant? All right. Now that one's gotta be a joke. Right, Mr. York?
Fahr mal hier hinten. Ach ja. So, dann fahren wir mal in den Keller.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
Do you have one?
Actually?
Nein, hat er nicht. Das hat er vergessen zu erwähnen, dass man einen braucht.
So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well, then would you go and get one now?
Ja, das wäre nett.
COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons? The folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
Ich quatsch einfach nur mal kurz mit
The elevator won't move without a key, Mr. York. Think you two can go and figure something out? I'll search around here in the meantime. I believe in you. I know they didn't make you a special agent for nothing.
Ich kann mir eigentlich schon gut vorstellen, warum.
Zach, I think we can move this. Better check back here.
Familie gar nicht runter will. Oh, was kriegen wir jetzt? Eine Gabelwälzschwanzflosse. Na gut, was anderes gibt es ja auch nicht zu erwarten, ne? War auch nichts, gut. Okay. Ah, da leuchtet noch was. Okay, das war ein Flusskrebspanzer. Ah. Alligator, Hecht, Schwanzflosse. Ja, die Kleine weiß, wie sie ihren Papa zügeln muss.
Zack, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
Yay, wir haben den Aufzug
Now we
schon.
should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for them, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
Wow. So, was kommt jetzt?
Mr. York, did you find a key? Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Wanna head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin. Zack, look at that thermometer. (0°F, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous zero.
Hey, Avery! Can you hear me? Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees. He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
Ja. Jo, mach das. Verlauf dich nicht.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
Hi, Abe. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Okay.
Please, call me York.
York, you a smarty pants, huh?
Wir haben uns einen 3-Meter-Mann gefunden.
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Der Kopf bewegt sich.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research, too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, you know?
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall. He's clearly too short.
Oh, doch nur 2 Meter.
Too short,
okay.
Huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
Lise.
Hey, cut it out!
Lise? Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Lise is no longer with us.
Lise! Lise! My fault! My fault!
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
I'll keep an eye on him while we're here. Just relax, Avery. We'll get out of your way as soon as we're finished.
And Dewey. Now here's some real Cajun cuisine. The way these sausages are linked up, they almost look like a serpent. But it's hard to imagine them flying. Let's move on, Zach.
Ja. Ich habe schon eine grobe Idee, wo ich hin muss. Warte mal, das sind doch...
Hung alligators. I suppose in a way they sort of look like flying serpents. Oh, but that's pushing it. Remember, we're in a dark basement here. They'll never reach the sky.
Mal hier.
Frozen oysters. Personally, I'd rather have a cocktail filled with fresh ones. We hunt for more materials than we can eat, and freeze them over long periods of time. The human race gives terror a whole new meaning. Cans of Holy Trinity paste. Onions, bell peppers, and celery. The absolute basics for any Cajun dish. This product combines them all into some sort of paste. People actually buy this garbage? Even the name sounds idiotic. Zach, I just made an eternal promise with myself. If I ever happen to come across any food prepared with this paste, I vow to never call it Cajun food.
So, noch Madame Riese haben wir jetzt nur noch hier
There are
was.
torn off claws and legs scattered all over the ground. I doubt they'll fly anytime soon. I can't tell which ones are from crawfish and which parts are from shrimp. How about you, Zach?
Auch nicht.
Just relax.
Ah.
Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food, for their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Ja. Ich glaube, da haben wir unsere fliegende Schlange
They
gefunden.
pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zach, this dragonfly is our flying serpent. The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
Ja.
Let's head back out to that merciless sun. Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
frage mich also, dass die Kleine da einfach nur mit einer Hotpants, eher gesagt mit einer kurzen Hose in diesem Haus rumrennt. Die muss doch Frostbeulen am Bein haben und Ende. In der Bahn. Ja, dann mach mal gute Tut-Tut-Fahrt.
So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zach and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Ja, Tut-Tut.
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please. I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy.
Ja.
But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know.
Du bist ein Rabe, der Tut-Tut macht. Und nicht ein Tut-Tut-Rabe. Du bist ein Rabe, der Tut-Tut macht.
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on.
But how can you be so sure? I want to see some proof.
Proof number 1. The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers.
Mhm.
Proof number 3.
Nummer 3.
There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored.
Ja.
This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant, standing over 10 feet tall, carried Lisa's body out. That concludes the entirety of my proof.
Auch wenn er keine 3 Meter ist, aber hat da irgendwas zu tun.
There ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned! I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir. A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. Uncovering the truth with a heady intuition. I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
Zach, we found the flying serpent. Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's diner and lane.
Aber ich schiebe jetzt hier nochmal eine Pause ein wegen Essen. Und ja, dann ein paar, ich sag mal, nee, ich mache hier mal einen Cut in den Stream rein. Wegen Essen, ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie lange das Essen dauert. Und dann machen wir da später jetzt weiter. Das ist das Game offen, weil wir jetzt keine Möglichkeit hatten zum Speichern. Deswegen lässt sich das Game erstmal so lange offen und dann sehen wir uns vielleicht in einer Dreiviertelstunde, Stunde wieder. Ja, bis dann. Tschüss.